Hello there, my beautiful, fearless, feisty, and of course, fragrant dragon friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ariel, and I am the Sassy Dragon. Today we will be talking about and reviewing the very popular favorite Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. I'm going to be looking at the original and giving that a smell and trying that one out. And I'm going to be comparing it to the Dossier replica that I got from them to see how they compare and contrast. This is one that I smelled a while back. I haven't smelled it in a good little bit, so it's hard for me to remember exactly what it's like other than sweet. It is a very sweet fragrance. Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. Let's see, this was created by a perfumer named Kilian Becker, and it's really interesting always looking at the noses and the perfumers behind a perfume because she has quite a interesting background, and one of her most famous fragrances that she helped to create and was the nose behind was 1999's J'adore by Dior, which is still a very popular scent today. So Love Don't Be Shy was launched in 2007 by Kilian, and she has also done quite a number of Kilian fragrances for them. So she's got a nice little background, and I thought that was very interesting. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get this on my arm because it's always good to go ahead and spray it as soon as you can to let it breathe and let it do its thing while we sit here and chat about it. So I've got this. Ooh, that does smell so good. It's a very tasty fragrance. I smell the neroli right away, and funny enough, as I'm reading the top notes, neroli is the very first in that list. So the orange blossom is very noticeable. The bergamot, pink pepper, and coriander are in our top notes. In the middle note, we have the orange blossom. So another aspect of the neroli. Ah, absolutely gorgeous. Jasmine, honeysuckle, rose, and iris in that middle. The base notes are where all that sweetness is coming from. The sugar, vanilla, caramel, musk, civet, which would be now a synthetic civet musk, and the laudanum. So this is a beautiful, very sweet, very light, and to me very floral. There is a lot more going on in the notes than your nose would first think because it comes across as a little more simplistic, as kind of just a sweet, sweet fragrance, but it really is, it's just a pleasant, sweet, floral, kind of a gorgeous feminine scent. Let's also try, I'm going to try the Dossier dupe, and I have to say, I really have been enjoying them. I bought about 6 of their fragrances during their half-off sale during December, and one of the ones that I bought was their version of Kilian Don't Be Shy called Floral Marshmallow. I've really been impressed, I gotta say. I'm not being paid by them. I don't have any kind of deal with Dossier, but I really have been impressed by their longevity and how close they are to the originals on these fragrances. I love their bottles. They're very simplistic, very sleek, and I love the magnetic top. So that's the best selling points I can give you. Because Kilian Don't Be Shy, the Love Don't Be Shy, it is a more expensive scent. I think it's around $230 or $245, something like that for a 1.7 ounce bottle. It's yeah, they're on the definitely more pricey end. So if you can get these for a lower price, that's always great. Okay, so this one, there's definitely a difference. I would say, Now, I would say the Dossier one doesn't come out quite as sweet. It's just not quite as sugary, which honestly in some ways I do like. Both of them definitely have the strength of that neroli in the opening. We're definitely getting the jasmine. We're getting the florals. There's something just a little sharper about the Dossier version. I've worn them both before. The jasmine is coming out more and more as I smell this too. There's something in this that hits me a little bit fruity, just a little bit. And it's almost like a grape note, but a sugary grape, not like a real grape, not a fresh green grape. It's like a candied grape is coming out in this. The Dossier one is a little bit fresher, and I think the original one is a little bit more candy sweet. That's what I really notice as the difference between them. But they're really close. The marshmallow is definitely in there. They didn't put that in the notes on Fragrantica.com that I'm reading from, but of course I think all these notes together definitely create that marshmallow scent. This is also reported to be one of Rihanna's favorite fragrances, so that always gives it a big boost up in popularity, of course. Even though she has her own fragrances that she's made and developed, this is one that she really does love. So good. This is, to me, this is a very nice, light fragrance that you could just, especially like daytime, this is not heavy. It is not super, super musky, even though there is musk, it's very light. It doesn't have the depth that a lot of other fragrances may have. This is much more light. It is fluffy. It's like a sweet floral candy cloud. That's what it's like. A sweet candy floral marshmallow cloud. In a lot of ways, I do like fragrances with more depth, but for days where I just want something lighter, just kind of sweet, nothing that's gonna be too overwhelming, you could spray this lightly and it would just be a nice, you know, kind of scent to carry you along through the day. But I would say for my money, I would stick with my Dossier version because they're very, very close in nature. And I would say that the expense of the original, I don't love it enough to where I would go and spend that on it. If it's worth it to you, by all means do so. But I have been using the Dossier before I tried the original again tonight, and I will say that they are very, very close. And I'll also say that this does have good longevity. I think the Kilian fragrances have good to moderate longevity, the ones that I've tried in the past. But they, to me, are not like super, super powerhouses in line with the kind of price that they charge for them. Doesn't mean that they're not nice. They're really beautiful fragrances. But I think that their pricing is a little on the too high side. That's just my opinion. Even though their bottles are very gorgeous, I think they're really a little bit overpriced. That's just my feeling about Kilian. But overall, I do like this. To me, this is it's a kind of safe blind buy if you just want something sweet, light, not too heavy. To me, this is that feeling of, because it is called Love, and in captions, don't be shy, it is that sort of like first blush of love. You know, this is like the smell of having like a sweet crush on someone. This isn't like the deep, passionate, intense relationship, right? This isn't a seductress or seductor of a scent. This is just like, oh, I have a crush, hee hee. It's that kind of fragrance. It's very sweet. It's very a kind of that, you know, happy, upbeat kind of scent. So I do like it for that. This would also, in my opinion, this is something you could layer if you wanted to give it a little depth. You could layer it with something that's simplistic. Because even though these notes are not like super simple here, it plays out more simple to me. Because when I'm smelling it, you know, I'm still, the neroli dries down, way dries down after the initial blast. And now it's more like a little jasmine-y, orange blossomy, you know, sugar, caramel, marshmallow sweet. The musk in this is really light. It's really light, y'all. And it's the same with the Dossier. I will say I think the Dossier is not quite as strong. I think the Kilian one is stronger and a little sweeter. The Dossier version of this fragrance to me is great if you want it just a little less sweet and a little more fresh and not quite as strong. The original is better if you want it to have more sweetness. and a little bit more power to it. That's what I would say, what I'm sensing already from these two. But it is really lovely. It's not one that I would wear all the time, but I would say, like, you know, for an easy day, just hanging out by myself. Maybe even as a scent to wear before you go to sleep, because it smells nice. It's like something I would like to smell as I'm falling asleep. Or just like, it's a good first date scent. Like if you're just going out with someone, you're not sure if you're super serious, you don't want to come on too strong, you don't want to wear your femme fatale fragrance for that, this would be a perfect choice. But overall, I think this is a really beautiful scent. That would be, again, Kilian, Love, Don't Be Shy. That is the original sample that I just tried tonight. And this is the Dossier dupe that we lined it up with. I think they're both good for different reasons. And you can't go wrong if you just want something light, sweet, a little marshmallowy, fluffy. It's a fun, carefree kind of fragrance. I like this one. So talk to you soon, guys. Have a beautiful day. Take care.